Welcome back, everyone. Wow, what a show tonight. JAYBONE here for this podcast. Almost speechless. That's how good tonight's episode was. All Elite Wrestling. Dynamite. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you are well. Silence this bad boy. Oop. Not fast enough. All right. Whew. So what are we doing here tonight? We're going to talk some AEW Dynamite. It just went off the air. And then we're also going to run down the card for the Forbidden Door that's going to be the pay-per-view. Live from Chi-Town, just south of the border of us, this weekend. Now I'm going to keep refreshing this page because I know they added some new matches, but no one has updated this page yet. But I will keep checking it while we're live, and I'll check it one more time before we go over the preview for the Forbidden Door. So, but yeah, and as I'm going through stuff here tonight, make sure you give me your opinion of the chat. What did you like? What didn't you like? But above all things, make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. If you're watching live right along with me, you can tip one of your favorite podcasts. You know what to do, the bits in Twitch or the super chatter, super sticker in the YouTube. And if you're watching the replay, there's even a thank you button. New on YouTube. It's really cool that they added that. If you're watching the replay and you're used to watching live and feel like throwing the bone, a couple bones, you can certainly do so. All right. Hailing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, downtown, I believe it's the old Mecca Arena. I'm showing my age there. Really showing my age there. But that's okay. Doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. Hell, you can be as young as that little boy in the front row. Thank you, Anna, for the super sticker. Smiley face with the shades on. Yeah. Love it. Thank you. Much love. You could be as old as that little boy in the front row with his papa. Could have been his first wrestling show ever. And when Christian was in the ring, wait, was it Christian or was it someone else? I think it was Christian. Yeah, I think it was Christian was in the ring. And they told him the crowd was telling Christian to shut the F up. Loud and proud. Loud and proud. And what's the first thing they show in the crowd? That little boy. Oh, yay big. Telling Christian to shut the F up. Man, that must have been a proud papa right there. What are they teaching kids these days? I tell you. Anna, you're not old. There you go. Keith said it right there. All right. But yeah, packed house tonight. Maybe not a sellout. Maybe not a sellout. Maybe a few sections to go, a few hundred seats. But you know what? Loud and proud, Milwaukee brings it. Maybe not as big as Chi-Town, but Milwaukee still brings it. I wish I was there. I was there in spirit. I tell you, and there is something. I know, Anna. I know. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. There's something about Milwaukee. I don't know what it is. But history is always made in Milwaukee. There's always something special that happens. Maybe not at every single show, but this one was absolutely special. Yes, Terrence says should have been sponsored by Milwaukee's Best. Yeah. Too funny. All right, so we start out hot here. People want to know what's going on with Daniel Bryan. So Toni Skiabone is in the ring with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's got some good news and he's got some bad news. The good news is that he is still one of the best damn wrestlers in the world. No, we knew that already. That's not news. We knew that. The bad news is he's not cleared. He's not cleared. So, facing Zack Sabre Jr. is going to be a replacement, but we don't find out who the replacement is. Who is going to be Daniel Bryan's replacement? And they also say, as they're going down the card later on in the show, that it's the newest member of the Blackpool I almost said country club. That's what Zack Sabre Jr. called it. And that's stuck in my head, damn it. The country club. Combat club. Damn. Jiminy Christmas. So, folks, live in the chat, who do you think, right or wrong, doesn't matter. Throw a name out there. Don't say Charlie Brown or some shit like that. Who do you think is going to replace Daniel Bryan this Sunday at the Forbidden Door? And also is the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club. I'm going to throw a name out there without looking at the chat. No one's given me a name yet. I'm staring away from the screen. I'm going to say Johnny Wrestling, a.k.a. Johnny Gargano. And no, not Johnny Morrison. I'm going to say Johnny Gargano. Oh, yeah, okay. So there's a few people in there saying Jonathan Gresham. Certainly could be. He's banged up. I don't know how banged up he is. Bell's boy says Jordan Grace. Jiminy Christmas. Really kicking in that Forbidden Door, hey? PCO. PCO would be fun. But yeah. Drop it in the chat. Let me know who you think. So then Zack Sabre comes out and he's shooting his mouth off as they're going into the break here. First match for the evening. Orange Cassidy and Roppongi Vice, represented by Rocky Romero and Trent, versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. Now, I'm not super familiar with Aussie Open. I know they were on a show or two last, but here's like my first time actually writing down their names. It's Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. couldn't be any more American names than that. No, I'm not saying they're made up, but that's their. Anna, you're crazy. Ric Flair. Horns. Hey, Wisconsin's own Hornswoggle. Coach Keith, you're crazy. Bell's Boy says Hulk Hogan. Okay. Y'all are just. Antonio Inoki. Buddy Landell. You okay. Now you've just gone too far. You've stepped over the line. You've gone too far, as Sting says. All right, we continue here. This was a fun tag match, and we had a few face-offs here with Orange Cassidy, doing his shtick against Aussie Open and Will Ospreay. A lot of fun. Orange Cassidy gets the win here. And with the orange punch, the super punch. Sicky Dice, Chimney Christmas. Effie, Lou Thez. Well, I can't say my audience isn't creative. Yes, you sure are goofy. Iron Sheik. Wow. Mr. Anderson. Green Bay, Wisconsin's Mr. Anderson. No, not Mr. Anderson. He's actually in Minnesota now. With his school or whatever he's doing now. Anyways, and then Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan come down, and then FTR comes down to kind of even out the odds here. We get Tony Schiavone back in the ring with Christian Cage. Why Christian Cage? Why? And he's very rude to the Milwaukee fans, and they told him to shut the F up, including that little 4 or 5-year-old in the front row, man, I hope somebody actually shares that on Twitter, because that was just hilarious. And the little boy is turning around as he's saying it, checking to see if he's in trouble by saying it. It was too funny. It's the equivalent of when I took my son. Now, granted, my son was not as young at the time. He was 11, 12, something like that. When I took him to All In, his first wrestling show, and there was a chant when Joey, what's his name? The guy with the lollipop. And he came down with all the penises. Joey, I can't think of his name. Somebody in the chat, remind me. He used to be in Impact, and then he got let go. Cannot think of it. Joey Ryan. Thank you, To Love Impact. Thank you. Joey Ryan. And he got carried out by all the dancing penises or whatever it was that carried him out. And the entire crowd chanted "Rest in Penis." Right. So there's my 11, 12-year-old son screaming at the top of his lungs, "Rest in penis." It's, oh my God. I just looked down at him, and he looked up at me with a big smile, and I was like, all right, I'll let you have this one. It's, I can't complain. I brought you to the show, right? I brought you to the show. This is your first wrestling show, and my son chants, "Rest in penis." All right. Even got it on video. It's great. So, it was proud papa moment. Anyways, Christian Cage gets it from the crowd over and over again. Christian Cage, and then explains that he's not back here to put over the youth of the company, to put over the next generation, if you will. He is here to make that cash, make that dollar, make that money. And then they proceed to show what he said to Jungle Boy's mom and sister, and how they were helped to raise a piece of shit, and saying, now some are going to say that Christian went too far. You've crossed the line. You've taken it too far. Talking about how it's good that his dad is dead, and that Christian Cage, you may have looked up to Christian Cage as a father figure, but his real dad would be so upset at him. And I'm laughing at my chat here. And just giving it to him. And, the crowd is shocked and appalled and booed him even louder. And then at that point, Luchasaurus comes down, and he's choking the life out of him in the corner, and he's like, we need to talk. You're choking me. You're hurting me. I've always thought of you as a son. And he's going on and on. He's like, you're hurting me. Please, we need to talk. Not here, but not in front of all these people. And then he whispers something in his ear, and Luchasaurus is like, looks at him. Christian goes, yeah, like acknowledging him. And then Coach Keith says, dinosaurs turn heel? Okay. So even if they're 64 billion years old, yes, they will still turn heel. I've never met a nice dinosaur, but anyways, yeah. he's very talented, but he can be mean. So then he leaves with Christian with a smirk as he leaves the ring behind Luchasaurus. So let's see where this goes. I'm very curious, number one, what he told or is going to reveal to Luchasaurus to get Luchasaurus on his side. Bell's Boy, thank you for the super chat. Let's read this live here. It says, for living in Milwaukee, the home of the former ROH TV champion, the last real man, Silas Young. Smiley face emoji. Yes, one of Milwaukee's finest. There have been a lot of great champs that have come out of the city of Milwaukee or the state of Wisconsin. So many. So, and don't say Beer City Bruiser. He don't live here no more. He left. He left. It's like, yeah, please don't tarnish the legacy of the Crusher anymore. Just get the F out of here. Mr. Front Row, William Gardner, smashing through the door. Yes, absolutely. We are smashing it. In fact, Bill going the show so much, as I was saying goodnight to Tracy goes, because she was watching the last couple minutes of the show with me as she was saying goodnight to me, she goes, is Bill there? I said, no, I don't think he came to Milwaukee. So Tracy was actually looking for you in the front row, Bill. Crazy, eh? Hope you got home safe, Bill. I know you had a trip down there and back. So yeah, we have to wait and see what happens here between Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. I'm really, I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to this, because as much as I like, Jurassic Express, I feel like they are popular, but their time has passed. I feel like it's time to have Jungle Boy become a Jungle Man. I'm not saying he has to cut his hair, or anything like that, or change his, Tarzan trunks or anything. But I feel like we need some kind of evolution. It's just I'm talking about, a stable with a dinosaur in it, talking about evolution. Jiminy Christmas, just put the fork in me now. So look, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I trust me, I still love Jungle Boy, and I love Luchasaurus. I've loved Luchasaurus since he was in a lot of people don't know this. He was actually in WWE developmental for a long time. And then he got trained by John Morrison after a horrible injury, and he did a little reality television, if you will, and then became, one of those guys who's like, a big guy but super athletic. So, crazy. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. Young Bucks then announced that they are going one night only. They are going back to the Bullet Club for the pay-per-view. They're going to be tagging with Bullet Club members Hikuleo and El Phantasmo at Forbidden Door. Now, let me see here. Let me refresh this and see if someone's updated it yet. No, they did not. Okay, I've got a visual here. Let me double check this. Okay, El Phantasmo, Hikuleo, and the Bullet Club versus the dudes with attitudes. That's what they're calling themselves. That's great. Little throwback there. We got Sting, Darby Allin, Shingo Takagi. I think I said that right. If not, please forgive me. And then where I wrote it down here. Hiromu Takashi. There we go. I got that one, because I know I get a few of these mixed up. There's Tanahashi and Takashi, and there's, it's easy for an older bone like me to screw that up. But hey, I'm really excited for this. Should be a lot of fun. Oh, Anna's cat Princess says hello to Oreo. Oreo's not in here. She's like upstairs wandering around somewhere. So I will pass the message on. Yes, Critical Sting. Takahashi. See, I got it right. Tanahashi is later, right? Aha. See, got that right too. So, yes, you did hear Shingo, Courtney. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it's not really getting built. It's just one of those that's getting thrown out there. But I had a feeling the Young Bucks were going to get thrown in there somehow. But that's not the only thing we learn later, and we'll run down the card, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on this stuff later. Not necessarily a true preview and predictions, but just running down the card and talking about it a little bit. Because this is one that for me watching it is just out of fun. I've got no stake in anything with the exception of the main event, and we'll get to that. The All Atlantic Championship tournament continues. We got Malakai Black versus Pentagon, or Penta Oscuro, but he's always going to be Pentagon to me. So I don't care what he changes his name to. You know, dude who dug his ass up out of the ground. I don't care. He's still Pentagon. Mark is in the chat. Good evening, Uncle Mark. Says, is anyone in this chat going to watch Forbidden Door? I am. Wink, little wink, wink there. Yar. Anyways, so great match between Malakai Black and Pentagon. This feud has been going on for a while between the the True Dark Order of AEW. Oh, Bell's boy says, "I am now." He's going to be, yeah. Yeah, I know it's rough, Keith. Right? It's like I just forked out $50 a month ago for a pay-per-view. It's yeah, I know. Trust me, I know everybody's screaming that. If this is their way of going to like a $50 pay-per-view thing a month, I think you're going to have a lot of very upset fans. But I don't think that's what they're doing. But I was thinking about that for a minute today. I was like, man, would they really be doing that? But no, they're not doing it. They can't do that, could they? Could they possibly be doing that? No, I don't think so. So yes, Courtney, I'm going to be looking for a free version. Yeah, shing, wink, wink. All right. So Malakai Black gets the win here. So now we know who is going to face the others in this. Let's see. Is that on the updated? Let me refresh this page again. No, it's still not. Okay, but I know this one off the top of my head, I think. So we've got Malakai Black versus Pac versus Miro versus Ishii. That should be a banger. That could quite possibly be Dark Horse match of the night. Next to the main event, of course. I think Courtney says Miro. I think a lot of people are pulling from Miro here. I think a lot are. I could be wrong. But Miro needs something. He needs, you know. Mark says Ishii's not loving this booking. You're gonna send me out there to lose again, you mother. Yeah, I know. It's upsetting. But then again, he could win and spend a few months in the States. You never know. This is professional wrestling. Anything can happen. So, all right. Next half of the show we got Adam Cole on commentary. And we got the man, one of the greatest to come out of the state of Wisconsin, the city of Milwaukee, Silas Young. He's been going for about 20 years now, 20 plus years. I remember seeing him at a Brew City wrestling show back around, I want to say 2000, 2001. It was a long time ago. It's early 2000s. So he's been going for a long time. Silas Young representing Milwaukee Strong versus Hangman Adam Page. And damn, if you ask me, it sure looked like Silas Young was trying to get a job here. Hey, maybe Ring of Honor. You never know. Let him back in, certainly a veteran that would not stink up the joint. Tremendous wrestler, as you saw tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you've never seen Silas Young before, you got a great example of how good he really was. I'm glad they let him have a real wrestling match and not just, it was, Hangman Adam Page pissed off at the world and pew pew, shoot him up, tie him up, cowboy, you're out of here, whatever, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Trent would have been proud. Yeah, Trent's worked with him. Trent's worked with him. He's one of the real ones. But Hangman gets the win here. And then Adam Cole interrupts his victory music and says, hey, it's time for a story time with Adam Cole, baby. No, it's not, because then he gets interrupted by Jay White. Jay White goes down and attacks Hangman Adam Page and reminds him that it's not going to be him facing him for the IWGP World Championship. And then it looks for a moment like Adam Cole is going to turn on Jay White. But then we get somebody's music that almost literally blew the roof off the Milwaukee UW Panther Arena. Timeout. Anna gave me a super chat, says, except for me, I can't stand Miro talking about God. Well, honestly, I think he just worships himself. But kind of a unique thing he does there, talking about how he's upset with his God because he needs to win and stuff like that. But anyways, I hear you. But I think there's plenty of people that are still rooting for him. But I hear you. Mr. Fretz, good evening, sir. Sean Wheat's in here. What's up? Says his favorite thing about AEW is Billy Gunn. Not going to judge. All right, we continue. Thank you, Anna, for the super chat. Much love. So, Jay White's kicking ass. All of a sudden, the music hits. We get one of the greatest of all time marching down to the ring. Okada is in Milwaukee. And when I saw this, I may not be the biggest New Japan fan, but I know how good the Rainmaker is. I know how special this was. And let me tell you, that crowd popped. That crowd absolutely popped for Okada. They know this crowd was smart. This crowd knows who the Rainmaker is, who Okada is. So Okada was down there and kind of basically scared everyone away. Then, just kind of standing in the ring facing off with Adam Page. Adam Page looked a little upset, like, he's one of those guys that doesn't want help. But then he's looking at him like he kind of knows what's coming. He kind of knows what's coming. And then it is announced later. Now, let me refresh the page one more time because I don't think it's on here yet. Hell, I might even have to update this later and watch somebody turn it back like they do so many times. I'm talking about this, the prowrestling.fandom.com page for AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. This card is not updated. No. Okay, so we find out it's going to be Okada, Hangman Adam Page, Adam Cole, baby, versus Jay White. Fatal 4-way for the IWGP title. I had a feeling Okada was going to get added to this, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. I'm like, why wouldn't they give him the rematch at Forbidden Door? It makes sense. But now they made it even more interesting. So it is what it is. Let me know what you think about this. Are you liking this booking? I mean, it's to get everyone involved, you know? So I understand, you know, what they're doing, but and it's also feeding on the relationship between Jay White and Adam Cole because they're supposedly friends, you know. And well, you know, we'll see what happens. Mark says rematch in a 4-way. That's weird. Yeah, well, you know. If you're looking at Okada, you can tell them beggars can't be choosers. You're going to get what you're going to get. So it certainly, you know, increases the odds against Jay White here. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll see. We'll see. Nonetheless, it was very exciting to see Silas Young in this match versus Hangman Adam Page, and to see Okada show up at the end of this segment. All right, next we got Marina Shafir versus Toni Storm. Nyla Rose in the corner of Marina Shafir. This match was actually pretty good, very physical. And of course, I shouldn't say of course, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this. Toni Storm got the win. I feel like she really needed a win here. So she gets the win, and then she gets beat down for her troubles. Marina Shafir and Nyla Rose attacking her, and then Thunder Rosa comes to the rescue. Very interesting. Thunder Rosa obviously doesn't want a leg up on the competition for this weekend because Thunder Rosa is facing, I should say defending, the AEW Women's Championship versus Toni Storm at the Forbidden Door. Now, some of you might be asking, what does that have to do with the Forbidden Door? It doesn't have anything to do with the Forbidden Door, but they're still going to be there. It's because New Japan does not have a women's division. And before you guys can say, oh, but they own Stardom, doesn't count. Doesn't count. Then they should have had women from Stardom showing up for weeks for this. I'm just saying. If someone wants to drop a hint to New Japan to start including Stardom women in their shows, and I mean more than once a year, because once a year doesn't count. Just saying. It's not being chauvinistic, it's showing facts. I would absolutely love them to start including the Stardom women in more shows. You know? Send a bunch of them to the Strong shows. I think the American audience would absolutely love it. Pick some of the top indie women stars and put them against Stardom gals. You know? Hey. Shit, I'll book the next show. What do you think? No? Okay, well, just an idea. All right. Anyways, we continue. So, Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm this weekend. Should be good. Darby and Sting with the rebuttal to the new and improved Bullet Club, including the Young Bucks for this weekend, saying they are going to be including Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi on their team. So that's a badass team right there. The dudes with attitudes. I can't wait. On to the main event here. Chris Jericho and Lance Archer. Chris Jericho with his favorite lovely young couple in tow. We got Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. So cute. Versus Tanahashi and one of my favorites, Jon Moxley. This was a blast. This was so much fun. And remember what I said a little earlier in my review about special things happening in Milwaukee? You had the two former AEW world champs battling against each other, Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho, in this match. You also had two headliners of a past Wrestle Kingdom wrestling against each other, Jericho and Tanahashi. At least, correct me if I'm wrong, that was a Wrestle Kingdom, or maybe it wasn't a Wrestle Kingdom, maybe it was a different show. But I think it was something surrounding a big show like Wrestle Kingdom. In fact, wasn't that the introduction of the Painmaker, Chris Jericho? I don't know. I'm a little rusty. That's a few years ago. That's like, that predates AEW. That's when Jericho was still with the WWE at the time, doing his own thing with the Forbidden Door. Interesting, right? So Courtney says, so much carnage afterwards. Mark says, it was the Painmaker. Oh, see, there go my brain cells for the night. I'll just check out here. Thank you. This is one of my favorite Jericho gimmicks. Yeah, that was fun, eh? He had the face paint on or whatever. Spikes on the jacket. Yeah, New Japan Jericho was badass. Absolutely. Wrestle Kingdom 12 or so. Yeah, it was about 5 years ago. Like I said, it predates AEW. So it was all very interesting. But it was all still kind of planting the seeds for AEW without even knowing it, right? It's wild, hey? Because wasn't it right before that Jericho challenged Kenny Omega when he was champ? I think that was the first big shocker right there. In fact, I think I talked about that on Smash's podcast. Yes, it was that long ago. It's hard to think of that, right? It all just kind of blurs together sometimes, you know? Wild, hey? But this match was nuts. Tanahashi was great as far as, you know, a lot of people probably seeing him for the first time. Because, New Japan isn't that prominent around here. They're still just getting touring across the U.S. I know they came to Chicago. But, and I'm sure they'll hit the Midwest again sometime in the next year. But it won't be at the place they were just at, because that place is getting torn down. That was the, what the hell was that? The Odeon? That's where Bound for Glory from a few years ago was, because I was there. About a 3,000 seater or so. All right. Well, Mox and Tanahashi get the win here. I got to say, Lance Archer did look badass, and Jericho sure did put on a hell of a match as well. But Mox and Tanahashi get the win here. It's paradigm shift and big splash to Lance Archer for the win. Then Eddie Kingston comes down as Mox and Tanahashi are. It's like, oh, you'd think they would take a second and celebrate, but no. As soon as their hands are raised, you would have thought that Aubrey Edwards was, like shoved out of the way, but no, there was no physicality. But Mox absolutely wanted nothing to do with hands raised. He just got right in the face of Tanahashi and wanted to talk business that's going on this weekend. Um, Eddie Kingston comes down and starts fighting with Jericho. That beef is still going on. Yuta comes down. Minoru Suzuki comes down. Now he's wrestling with Jericho this weekend and Sammy Guevara. And then someone who they're wrestling against was down there from New Japan. I can't remember. It's Utami, I believe, is the name. I hope I didn't botch that one up. But they're brawling all over the place. The rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society is down there. Santana and Ortiz. I mean, you would have thought it was just like the whole locker room let out. It was just nuts. It was a big, yeah, Big Daddy Magic. Yeah. These names that they came up with for them still crack me up to this day. And I'm not good at remembering them. I still remember them as 2.0. But yeah, they were down there raising hell, getting bloody. It was nuts. Just nuts. And while all this chaos and violence is going on, Mox and Tanahashi are just face to face, just snarling at each other, just pointing and talking, and oh man, can't wait. And that's the show, folks. That is the show. Let's run down the card. If I miss something, please let me know in the chat, but I'm going to try to remember everything because God knows that this card is not updated. You know what? Let me check something real quick. We go to the A. Go to the website and see if there it is. Forbidden Door. See if the card's attached to this. No, it is not. Any news here? No, that did not help. No, but there's a thing on here that says how much it is. Oh, well, thanks a lot. Oh, is this it? Okay, well, this is part of it, and I'll try to remember the rest of it. So, main event, and I hate that they're calling this the interim world championship, but it's the AEW interim world championship. Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Absolute dream match. And Moxley makes that known. That he's basically been chasing him for years on and off. Oh, and that was another thing about tonight. As far as beefs in the ring for the main event, I'm pretty sure Tanahashi beat Lance Archer for another title pretty recently within the last year. So I'm sure Lance Archer was still pissed off about that. Get ready for a 6-hour show. Oh, God. Hell no. I hope not. It's on a Sunday. Better not be. Right? All right. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Right here it says Jay White versus to be determined. But we know it was announced tonight. It was Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole, baby, versus Okada. Fatal 4-way, baby. What day is it on? This Sunday. Sunday, June 26th. AEW All Atlantic Championship Finals. 4-way match featuring Pac, Miro, Tomohiro Ishii, and Sears says the winner of Malakai Black and Penta Oscuro. Well, Malakai Black won it, so we know he is the final guy in the cog in this match. IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. We got Will Ospreay defending, even though he doesn't have a title, but is he going to have a title this weekend? The Rock Hard Juice Robinson. Is that what they're calling him? Is that because he's on a blue chew or something and he just walks around with a eggplant all the time? Anyways, dear God. I don't want to know. Will Ospreay defending his championship versus Orange Cassidy. Now, I do not for a second think that Orange Cassidy is going to beat him here, but this is going to be a lot of fun. And we saw a preview of that tonight in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. AEW Women's World Championship on the line. Thunder Rosa defending her title against Toni Storm. That one should be a lot of fun. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship and IWGP Tag Team Championship. Winner takes all. Somebody's going to walk out with an ass load of titles. FTR versus United Empire, consisting of Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, versus Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero. That is going to be some tag team wrestling, folks. I can't wait. Trios match. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki, Murder Grandpa, versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Okay, so I did say that name wrong earlier. My apologies. All right. And then we also have the Bullet Club versus the Dudes with Attitudes. We got Young Bucks with El Phantasmo and Hikuleo versus Sting, Darby Allin, Shingo Tataki. Yeah, what he said. And Hiromu Takahashi. Yeah, I got that one right too. Haha. In your face. All right. I think that's it. Just quick looking at the what? Critical Sting says Takaji. Okay. Thank you. Shingo. We'll just go with Shingo, right? Because that one I can do. The other one, I start losing brain cells. Anna says, I don't know these guys. You know what? I know about 95% of these guys. I just don't know how good they are. Okay, for example, Shingo is I know he's really good. I know I've heard that about him. So, and I know Takahashi is he's had a lot of injuries over the last handful of plus years, but he's got a huge fan base. He's very good as well. So, yeah, I'm going to try refreshing this one more time. I don't think there was anything else that I'm missing here. No, there's nothing else. Nope. That's it. And if there is anything else, well, then. Yes. Bell's Boy here says Tanahashi beat Archer for the U.S. title in L.A. Yes, that's what I was talking about. I just couldn't remember how long ago that was. But that was within the last year. That was like last end of summer, fall time. Wasn't that long ago. Front row Bill went to that show. Yes. New Japan Resurgence. Yes. Yes, I remember he went out to the West Coast for that. Bell's Boy says last August. Okay, see? I remember some things. All right. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm paying $50, but I will watch this weekend. And I'm sure if you don't want to pay $50, you could find a way to watch it too. But anyways, should be a hell of a show nonetheless. Once again, wrestling making history in the great city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Pretty awesome that you had Jericho and Lance Archer versus Mox and Tanahashi in the main event. I think that's pretty special. You're not going to see that one again for a long time. I can guarantee it to you. But Mox versus Tanahashi this Sunday night, they're going to tear the house down and blow the roof off the place, off the United Center. So that's it for this one. Thank you, everyone, for the tips and bits and whatever you did to donate to the cause of Smash This Podcast on your way out. At least, if you didn't tip, make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Come back tomorrow night for that other little podcast called Total Nonstop Impact, where we cover all the fallout from Slammiversary. You thought Slammiversary was nuts? Wait till you hear what happened at the tapings the night after. And no, I don't know what happened, but I can't wait to find out. So I'm going to be there, and so should you. Take care, folks. We'll see you.